Can you, will the appearances be voluntary, or will the require any partial people to attend, such as state leaders?
Well, I should imagine that everyone will want to participate in this. This isn't. I've seen some of the commentary this morning that I find pretty extraordinary, although consistent, I guess, with the way that they operate. That the coalition have criticised this before they've seen the terms of reference. The coalition are addicted to saying no to everything, and that's why I think the coalition of yesterday have been turned into the no-alition of today. This should not be a source of conflict. This should be a coming together in a constructive way to learn the lessons which have been done from the pandemic, and that is the spirit in which it's operating. This is an independent panel. They'll decide the process in detail, but there will be submissions and input from stakeholders as well as from individuals.
But given it's not a royal commission, can state leaders be compelled to give evidence, or would they say no?
Well, the idea that this, at starting point, is how can we force someone to do something? How can we get conflict? Is completely contrary. It's completely contrary to the spirit. Well, which state leaders? Premier Marshall was the leader here in South Australia. There's been a change of government. You know, well, there's been a change of government in 2 of the states, and at the time of the pandemic, there were 3 Liberal premiers in states and 3 Labor premiers. This should not be a source of conflict. Part of the lesson of the pandemic is that Australians need to work together. Australians did work together at the community level, at the household level, at the neighbourhood level. And the idea that this should be subject to political bickering is not what the objective is here. That's old. That's old politics. Well, which state leaders? Which state leaders? Well, the others. Marshall. Look, this is not a. Well, why do you say Dan Andrews? There are 6.
Because you pointed out that there's been a change.
There are 6. Well, there's been a change of premier in WA. There's been the change of premier in Tasmania as well. There's been a range of changes being made. This isn't aimed at conflict. This is aimed at people being able to participate. And I raised this at the National Cabinet, and all of the premiers and chief ministers welcomed this approach of a constructive way of looking forward. There have been 20 inquiries already, and what it's aimed at is looking forward for how we get better preparedness in the future.